Yay! Now we are almost finishing, but not finishing yet. Okay, so some people are here since 8 in the morning. So I know you, oh my gosh, you are eating a lot because we are here in a big feast of knowledge. So people, now we have an amazing presentation. Sharing is caring, teacher development. But I think we don't have everyone here, do you? Deborah, Fatima is not here yet? Oh, she is. I don't know. I
Fatima is
haven't
trying to access.
She's like Jo Correia. We've got to change her name.
Yeah.
Hello, Jo. All
I'll
right.
try to help her.
Okay,
Try
she's
to
here.
remember
Right,
names.
great.
Yeah.
I've sent you a message, but I
Don't
think
do that
I have time
today.
to. That's okay.
I'm just reading our groups and the viewing party groups because otherwise I'm gonna be crazy on here. But
I
thank
can
you.
imagine
I'm very
that.
glad that you are here. So people, they are going to introduce themselves, talk about themselves a little bit, the way they prefer to do it, okay? And we are going to learn about teacher development. So I am very glad you came, girl. So time is yours until 5, not 5. Yeah,
Fine.
until 5. Yes, until 5. Yeah. So you have 1 hour. Take your time.
Thanks.
Wow. I can't find what's going on.
Do you need help, Deborah?
Yes, I can't find my. Where's
Would
my?
you like me to put here the presentation?
No, it's not the presentation. I can't find the Zoom page. It's not. Okay, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry. Just some. Okay, let's go. All right. So to start, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Deborah. I am an English teacher at SMS since 2015, and I've been an English teacher for nearly 20 years. So again, letting you know how old we are with this information. And I worked as a teacher and as a coordinator at some English courses. And I have a degree in languages from Simonsen, and I graduated in applied linguistics from at UERJ, and I am a PDPI from 2019. I went to Atlanta and in Georgia, and I am a Bright alumni from 2021, where I met Fatima, my colleague today. It's where we met, and we worked together. Malu and I worked together at one of these English courses I worked, and we worked together in Recife, where our inspiration came from. Fatima, you can present yourself.
Sure. So I've been an English teacher since 1999. Please don't ask my age. Don't want to talk about it. I have a degree in languages from UERJ. I also have a post-graduation in education in tourism. I am also a PDPI and a Bright, and I'm taking up a master degree at FFP, and I'm also co-author of this very nice book and very nice project called the Young Builder Program, SEDAPS.
So hi guys, good afternoon. How are you doing? So it's a pleasure to be here. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Marlucia Silva. So I've been teaching English and Portuguese for the City Hall, since 2011. So I've been a teacher for almost 20 years, and I worked at Brasil, Cultura Inglesa, and FISC. So I have a degree in language, Portuguese and English from Uniswan. I also graduated, I have a graduate degree in translation, all right, from PUC Rio. I'm a PDPI alumni, so I was in Missouri State University last year. I'm also a Bright alumni, and I've just gotten my SALTA qualification. And I'm also a teacher trainer from another American Embassy program called Access for Teachers. So nice to meet you, and it's great to have you here, the ones that we were at none, yeah?
Okay, so we are going to start talking about the person who inspired us. Yeah, this is Trevor Ken. He was one of the speakers in Recife, and his presentation was about active methods and student-centered learning. And Trevor is an English language fellow, so he participates in a program of the embassy. He teaches at USBEA. He's an English teacher, and he teaches in Brazil. And we learned what we learned in his speech, in his presentation. We are going to talk a little about what we could done based on his ideas. So we are going to talk about student-centered learning. So we're going to describe a little bit. I know you are familiar with the concept, but just some ideas. And the methods that were presented, that's project-based learning in cultural aspects, peer teacher, case study, and group projects and presentation. So talking a little bit about student-centered learning, that we know that's an education approach, yeah, where the focus is placed on the student's needs, interests, and learning styles, rather than the traditional curriculum. And the focus is not the teacher, yeah, the focus is on the student. And then based on that, we empower them to take more control in their learning process. So here are some key aspects of the student-centered learning. So we have active learning, so students engage actively in the learning process through activities such as discussions, problem solving. We have personalization, so the lessons we think lessons based on the students' interests, abilities, and backgrounds. We talk about, it's something that we also talk about is collaboration. So the students always collaborate among themselves. They are learning together in groups, sharing ideas. We also think about students' choice. So the students, they have some autonomy to select what they want, not what they want to do, but it is what they want to do, but in the way we help them we guide them through this path. Yeah, because if we let them do what they want to do, we can lose control. But it's something that we want them to be we want them to be involved in choosing what they want to learn. Yeah, so the methods, the assessment, and of course we talk about critical thinking because we develop analysis, evaluation. They are thinking and process what they are learning. And we work as facilitators. Yeah, so we are not the ones lecturing all the time. We're not there just giving them information. We expect them to provide this information. So it's something that we go on supporting and guiding their learning process. Yeah, so overall, it's student-centered learning. We aim to create a more dynamic and interactive learning environment. Yeah, so students are more in a creative environment and something that they can prepare them for lifelong learning skills. Okay, so based on that, I will talk a little about projects that I developed with my students based on learning cultural aspects. So we did some research and we present these cultural aspects of an English speaking country. And then we talk about holidays, food, costumes. And then at the end of these classes, the students present their findings through a mini exhibition or presentations at a school event. So I developed with my students an activity based on Martin Luther King. that we presented at my school. We always celebrate the Conscious Day in November. We had a day specifically for that, and we always prepare activities that the students present. So this project was prepared for that day. So the project began with a discussion about the importance of the Black Consciousness Day and why we have this day, make them think about that. And we talked about historical moments of struggle and resistance by Black people. And the students were introduced to the theme and the figure of Martin Luther King. Some of them didn't know about this person. Some students didn't know about the march. Some students didn't know about civil rights. So I also presented the definition of civil rights, what they are, and make them think about if they have civil rights. We still talk about that. And we also read a short biography of Martin Luther King, so students could develop some vocabulary. I worked a little bit with grammar, with past simple, so because it's a biography, so students could be involved in this part, but I separated. First, I prepared all the projects to be presented at that day. And then after the presentation, I worked with the grammar for sake. So that was the first step of the project. So we debated, we talked about, and I asked them to think of people that they were familiar to them that could have this idea of a person who fights for civil rights or fight for the rights of Black people. And these were part of their research. Then they watched a video of Martin Luther King's march and speech. It's the speech, I Have a Dream. So they watched it. The link is here. So after, as we are going to send the presentation, you can take a look. It's the audio and the images are not so good because it's from that day, so it's an old video, but I presented in class. It's subtitled so the students could read. And after we work with the text, I Have a Dream text, so I printed for them. And from there, they conducted researches for a presentation at the school event. So other historical moments and other situations that where Black people face injustice or face violence, police abuse. So at the day of the at the day of the presentation, so they prepared some drawings. So this was made by two students of mine. They painted, they draw, and they painted, they were inspired by an image I showed them in class. This one is where they presented their researches about racism, about the consciousness days itself, about the November 20th. And this was a presentation. My students presented Hey Black, a poem by you. This poem, if you search in the internet, some people say it was a poem by Maya Angelou, but it's not. It's from Uzeni Eugene Perkins. He's a writer. And I was inspired. I want to share with you really quickly the inspiration for these. Just 1 minute. Vídeo.
Ele superar um debate tudo isso que está acontecendo com ele. Mas para mim, e Davi, que a gente
So this was the video that was the video I was inspired by. This girl, she presents the video. I just very quickly.
It's with no sound, Debora.
There's no sound. Oh my God. Okay.
Do you know who L.T color? Hey, Black child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be where you want to be if you try to be what you can be. A black child.
Okay, and she repeats that. So, hey, black child is the important part where the students were, the whole group was together, and the.
Do you know? Do you know who you are, who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be?
Ei, criança negra, você sabe quem você realmente é? Você sabe que pode ser? O que você quer ser? Se você tentar ser, o que você pode ser?
Okay, and they present the poem. There was a girl speaking in Portuguese for the whole class, for the whole school, but the poem was we worked with it in class. So that was a project based on learning cultural aspects that I presented with my students based on student-centered learning. So that was it. Well, thank you very much.
Great, Debora. Great, Debora.
Congratulations. Congratulations. So I'm going to talk about now one of the projects that I've developed with my students some time ago, yeah, in a cultural fair at our school. And the main goals in this project were to enhance cultural understanding, to immerse students in the rich history, traditions, and cultural practice of England, all right? Integrate cross-disciplinary learning to combine elements from various subjects, such as history, geography, literature, and art, to create a comprehensive and engaging learning experience. And after we show you some pictures and show you how it happened, so that's why we decided to bring it to you, all right? So ideas that you can use in different ways, all right? Another goal was a collaborative learning to encourage teamwork and collaboration among students as they research, design, and presented their findings. You're going to be surprised. And improve presentation skills to provide students with opportunities to present the work to an audience, enhance their public speaking and presentation abilities. Because you know that some of our students are really shy. So when they have the chance to present something, even that it's with their peers, sometimes, no, teacher, I cannot do that. So guys, you can do that. Yes. Barack Obama, yes, you can. Yes. So I always tell, yes, you can. Let's practice. Let's do that. Yes, guys, because sometimes they just a bit of motivation, all right? To present something so beautiful that I will show you now that they've done. I've got to tell you that this project were developed with my colleague, another teacher from my school, a history teacher. His name is André, yes. I also developed it in Portuguese and English because I was their teacher in both subjects, all right? So, and we've had this, guys, you can go, Deborah, please. And we've had this, okay? So, first of all, yes, they've made a big research about England, all right, and its aspects. And we were creating it together. I guess that's what is nice about project-based learning projects, all right? Principally about cultural ones, because they've known just a little about England. And when we finished the project, yes, and we presented, so this is at my school, right? You're close to you're on the first floor where all the classes presented something about a country, yes? And they told me, teacher, now I know so much about England. I've had no idea, yes? To tell you the truth, I asked them at first, of course, what they knew about England. And it was just like Deborah. I don't know anything, right? That is a queen, yes, maybe. And see, they really were immersed in this project. So it was amazing. Yes. So here I have the Queen Guardians. All right. Where I have where the art teacher from my school, that she's amazing. She made the hats. All right. With EVA and papel de bala. Yes. She's very creative. Yeah. My sister, all right, she designed the clothes. And look at the face of my students. They were very serious because they were like, this teacher, I cannot smile. Yes, I have to be serious, just like this. And yes. So see, guys, really be in the environment of it. Yeah. So that's what made me so happy. Yes. Not only me, but I guess all the teachers there. We are very proud of them. Yes. Because they really engaged in this. So they've made a research. Yes. Yes, we have here the flags and we put the umbrellas, all right? The teacher, we can do this, we can do that, yes. And we also talked about some famous characters like Harry Potter, yes, and the Queen and the Beatles, and they presented it, yes, singing. She loves you, yeah. Okay, so it was really nice. They were really excited about this. They've learned a lot and really engaged in this. Okay, so the art teacher helped me here again with the telephone booth, yes, and with the London bus. So as you can see, you can work in different manners here. It's not here. I'm so sorry, yes, I don't have so many pictures, but as you can see here, they researched many things about it, and they presented to other classes that visit us before we went down, all right? So some classes went there and some teachers, and they presented it to them. I'm so sorry I don't have the recording, but it was really nice, and they really participated, yes? So another one is one that is very controversial sometimes, yes, but we made it, yeah? So it was a school Halloween party. Yes, we know that sometimes it's hard to do it at school because some schools, some directors don't let us do that. We know that it happens, all right? Unfortunately, yes. But thank God I've had a great director and she helped me a lot in this. And the other English teacher too, yeah? So this project's main goal was to help students understand the origins and traditions of Halloween. Because what happens? Again, they know just a little, and they really connect it to religion. So, but when we split it, they say, oh my God, I didn't know, teacher. Oh, poor witches. Yes, they weren't witches, teacher. And yes, and we talk about all those things, yes. So I initiated a discussion to activate their prior knowledge, followed by a short videos on Halloween's history and customs. Then I divided them into groups and each tasked with researching specific topics like history, customs, and symbols. And they engaged in researching, creating presentations, developing games, the games that I'll show you, all right? They also helped me to develop, or they gave ideas, and preparing decorations for a school Halloween party, all right? That happened for the whole school. Yes, all the students were invited to come, and it was amazing how they really participated, yes? So this approach enables the students to engage in extensive research, collaborate creatively, and immerse themselves in Halloween's cultural aspects, while also improve their presentation and English skills. So, Deborah, please. And this is the results, guys, okay? So they've decorated their doors, all right? Yeah. So this is a game where they have to throw a ball, yes, and depending on the color of the glass, all right? So they made certain points and they helped us to paint all of them, all right? So here is that famous game that we have, all right? I just forgot its name now, but how they decorated, yes, the first floor of the school. And they had this game, this one, because I also worked with them with some vocabulary, yes. This is the hatch and the ring toss, okay, but it's made of the witch hatch. The zombie eye ball, all right, they also have to throw a ball. And here we have a memory game, and they went, yes, in costumes, and we really had a blast at this day. It was really amazing. Okay, so now, Debora, take the floor.
Great, Malu, thank you. So another part that we're going to talk about is peer teaching. Yeah, so in these moments, so it is another concept where we have student-centered learning, where students teach themselves. Yeah, so student takes turns teaching or explaining a concept to their peers, either in small groups or to the entire class. So we do that because this technique encourages students to articulate subject content in English, enhancing their understanding and language proficiency. So I perceived that my students were struggling to learn third person singular, a lot of rules, a lot of letters that they couldn't understand so well. So I decided to try to help them help themselves. The ones that were a little further in understanding the concept. So I divided them in groups. Yeah, and one student received the rule about third person, and the others they received the verbs. After the explanation, so the students were explaining in their groups, they were divided, and the students with the rule was helping them, was explaining the rules. The others needed to place the verb in the correct column, the correct part. And after all the verbs are organized, they create a sentence for each verb. So we did that in the court of because we don't have so much space in our room. So we did that. I asked for the physical education teacher to share the court with me. So we went there, and this was the activity. And so the students were divided in groups, and they were explaining the rules, the grammar rules for their friends, and they had to take the verb and place in the correct column, the correct rule. And after that, they wrote some sentences that we had already worked in class about. It was about routine, and they wrote their sentences in their notebooks. And when they are all finished, we went back to the classroom, and they shared their sentences within the groups. So they were checking if it were corrected, if the spelling was correct, if the rules were corrected. And these, I could perceive that they could, the students who were like the teachers, they felt very confident to help their friends, and the other students were feeling comfortable because they were their friends, so they were talking their language. I was just outside monitoring, not to have any kind of problem, so the students were engaged, and it was a very nice activity. It took me about 2 classes to close up, 2 or 3 classes to close up the activity. So it was an interesting way to help themselves, and they helped themselves. They helped each other. Yeah. So I think now we have Fátima.
Yeah. So good afternoon, guys. Another approach we are bringing today is case study, which I'm very fond of. The students are given real-world scenarios or problems related to the subject matter to solve, which helps them apply their theoretical knowledge in practical contexts. This approach not only enhances their critical thinking and problem-solving skills, but also makes the learning experience more engaging and relevant to their future lives or present lives. Next, please, Debora. Case studies provide a practical context for students to use English, encouraging them to apply subject-specific vocabulary and concepts. By working through these real-world scenarios, Students can deepen their understanding of the material while practicing language skills in a meaningful way. This is a way to promote active learning, critical thinking, and the ability to communicate effectively in professional settings. Please, Debora. So, as I told you, I'm very fond of case studies, and I've prepared many lessons on this approach, but I've chosen this one specifically because it was a really nice class. I enjoyed a lot. The students were engaged, and we talked about how to identify a clueless man with some terms that I'm going to show you. No, yes, keep it there. I'm going to show you afterwards in a while. But here I want to talk to you about my target audience, which were high school seniors, third graders. And I also presented this lesson to my Asia students, Educação Jovens e Adultos. English language is at the end of the period, and it's for 8th and 9th graders. So as a brainstorming, I've chosen a video by Chimamanda, the Nigerian feminist woman and very famous one. What happened?
Can you share the video?
No, not yet. Sorry.
Sorry.
That's okay, don't worry. I want to go back to sample implementation. Thank you, Deborah. And so we had the video in English. I presented this video both for the seniors and AG students, but for the AG students, I had to make some translations into Portuguese. And then I presented them a handout with the terms that refer to psychological violence experienced by women in romantic, familial, and workplace relationships. So once again, I have to adapt it to the seniors and AG students. For the high school students, I had the text with the terms and the meanings of the terms in English, but for the Asian students, I decided to use the terms in English, but the meanings in Portuguese, because it would be harder for them to grasp the meanings in English. I also decided to present a video from Porta dos Fundos, related to these terms in Portuguese, so that the students could grasp the real focus of the lesson. After that, after we read the text, we started a class discussion. And this class discussion was really important to me because it would help me to build the next step, which would be a report I would ask them to write. So they had a nice discussion. They could identify that some kind of behavior men have are not ordinary. They can be referring to psychological violence. And then I asked them to write the report. And once again, I made some adaptations. I asked the high school students, the senior ones, to write the reports in English. And for the AG students, they were supposed to write them in Portuguese. So on this report, they would share experience they have faced related to those terms, how they behaved. If they didn't have faced any of those situations, they could bring an example of somebody else, another woman, or a man that they know that behave like that. and they could identify by learning about the terms. And then I decided to have a notes board, whether they would, I would share those reports on the notes board, but I asked the students, of course, if they would be comfortable to have the reports shared. I thought it was really nice to share those reports because some girls, the third girls, the high school girls, and some women from Asia could see they are not alone when this kind of problem happens. And also men were reflecting on their behavior too. The discussion was really nice. And to end up, I chose to bring Aretha Franklin's song, that song called Respect, which is an icon for the feminist rights. We discussed the lyrics, and then as homework, I assigned a research for the International Women's Day. So this class was held in March. I asked them to make this research. They were supposed to pick an influential woman, Brazilian or not, from the society. And I gave them an outline, a handout with some topics, very simple ones, so that they could make a very brief research on that influential woman they would choose. I also decided to have a notes board with those research. And now please, Debora, next. So here is the material I told you. And this one I gave it to the seniors with the terms, gaslight, mansplaining, and the others, and their meanings in English. Yes, please, can go ahead. Next. And here I have the alternatives in Portuguese, I told you. Here's the link for the text in Portuguese. It was really nice because they could associate some terms in English, like mansplain. They would say, oh, teacher, this is palestrinha. They could recognize through the situations that were described. And here is the YouTube video by Porta dos Fundos, which I told you I presented only for the EG students. Okay, next, please, Debora. Now I'm going to show you Shimamanda's video. Can you please play it, Debora?
Just a minute, I will play it.
Okay, thank you. You're my hero. So good I don't have to worry about that during the presentation.
Okay. Let me go back. I will refresh.
Strategic, a woman would be manipulative. A man would be a leader. A woman would be controlling. A man would be authoritative. A woman would be annoying. A man would be called confident, but a woman would be called arrogant. A man would be uncompromising. A woman would be a ball breaker. A man would be assertive. A woman would be aggressive. The behavior is the same. What is different is the body exhibiting that behavior. And so I began to see that when people judged a woman for being aggressive or ambitious or annoying, it really wasn't the qualities of ambition or aggression that they were judging. It was actually women that were being judged. So we should change laws that diminish women, but changing mindsets is even more important. We should enact policies that support women, but changing cultural attitudes is even more important.
Thank you. Now we may go back to the template.
To the presentation? Yes?
Yes, presentation.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yes.
All right.
With the pictures. Thanks,
Okay.
Debora. Yes, so here it's the notes board with the research on influential women, with the terms and the descriptions, their meanings in Portuguese for the EG students. Here is a group at the EG school. And the interesting is that this lesson of mine turned out to be other lessons to integrated projects. I mean, integrated projects with other teachers. The science teacher from the EG school and I, we did something very nice, and you can find this lesson on cartografias and boas práticas da rede municipal do Rio de Janeiro. Can you please open the link, Debora, so that I can show them what we've done very quickly, guys. So the link will be there, and if you want to have a look in details, you can do it later. But I just want to show you our ideas, how they connected with the class I gave. So this is the notes board the science teacher prepared with the students, with some different kinds of violence against women. Here, she also offered some ways to look for help, some phone numbers to ask for help. And can you go below, please, Debora? There are some other photos. Yes, below. Yes, here. Thank you. And you see, no. Yes, that's okay. It's okay here. So here are some of the reports. I told you I asked the students to write in Portuguese. And the notes board, once again. And now we may go back to the presentation, please. Thanks, Debora. And I also had an integrated project with the PE and the arts teacher. We worked together on Fridays at Asia. And I've been through all the steps I've mentioned before of my lesson, my English lesson. And the PE teacher and the arts teacher was supposed to think of an influential woman from their respective fields. So the PE teacher chose Marta, and the art teacher chose Anita Malfatti, and we brought their biographies, and we discussed their biographies with the class. And I also, after the listening to the song, Areta's song, Respect, I also brought a bit of her biography, and we talked about how important these women were to open doors to other women. And then the art teacher drew the pictures of the women, Marta, Anita, and Areta, and we asked the students to join us to paint the panels. We had an exhibition at school during the month of March, International Women's Month, with these panels and also the notes board, the reports. It was a really nice class. They had lots of fun. And that's it. Thank you, Debbie. I love you.
Congrats, what a great job. Yeah, so I'm back again just to wrap up things here. So we've talked about student-centered learning, all right, that it's our principal goal here, that Professor Trevor can, yes, talked about in his lecture there in Recife, yes. So we've talked about project-based learning, peer teaching, case study, and I'm gonna finish now about another thing that he mentioned that we could join to some of our practices, yes, that it's group projects and presentations. So groups work in a project, and we love projects. We know that, teachers, yes, no, maybe, yes. Thumbs up, please. Do you enjoy it? Projects, yes, yes, we always love it, yeah. So related to a course content or a topic. So you, as it's a student-centered learning, I guess here it's a good chance for you to let your students choose something, all right? So choose what to talk about, yes? Then present to the class. Collaboration requires the students to communicate with their groups and during the presentations, all right? So I'm going to show one of the group projects that I've developed with my students, all right? I know that the topics here are very classical, yes, talking about England and talking about the United States. But guys, of course, feel free to talk about any English-speaking countries, and I guess it would be awesome. So I have a new project now talking about different places, because we know that there are 18 countries where they speak, where they have English as their first language, as their mother language. So I guess it'd be awesome to make this, to search for this difference and things like this, but it's a project for the future, yes? So this one I've developed with them, which was the United States of America with my 8th graders, yes? So what I did, I divided the classes into 5 groups to research some cultural aspects of the USA, such as the flag, the currency, the current president, traditional foods, attractions in various cities. And each group presented their findings in a PowerPoint presentation. Oh my God, I don't know how to do that. Teacher, help me. Yes, no problem. Yeah, so I helped them, and they really created some really nice PowerPoint presentations. And we know that it happens. Thank God everything worked, because we know that depending on your reality, sometimes you can count with technology. I know that, yes. But I guess that as teachers, we always find a way. Yes, we can create a poster. They can present it in a different way, all right, with images and things like this, all right? So after that, everyone collaborated to create a large poster displayed in the main aisle of the school, highlighting the different aspects of the USA, all right? So, Deborah, sorry. Yes, and these were the results, yes? So as they were divided, they were supposed, for example, one group researched for the flag and for the map, yes? And they've got to choose a city to talk about. For example, this group here searched for New York. All the things that are here, students brought. Yes, all the images that are here, they searched and brought. But before, they've made a presentation to their colleagues, yeah? So they presented some famous spots in New York. We know that it's not easy, yes, but I gave them some chunks or some prompts, yes? So they could develop some, in New York, what can you see in New York? We can see the Statue of Liberty, yes? We can see the Empire State. Okay, group, it was not something very, how can I say, it was not hard for them. And they were happy because they could speak in English and say, teacher, I could do that, yes. And sometimes when we see them doing that, it's so rewarding, isn't it? Yes. Not only for us, but I guess that we are so happy because of them. Yes, as teachers, because we show them that they can do that. Yes. So after we've prepared this big poster, yes, this big presentation, we put everything together. And the other students from the school, they could see that, and they really talked about that. When usually when I go through this AL, teacher, what is this? What is that? Oh, it's really nice. Oh, the Statue of Liberty is in New York. Yes, it is. Okay, and could bring them, yes, a sense of, yes, we did something nice. Everybody in the school is seeing it. So recognition. Yes, so it was really good. So the outcome of it was engaged students, active and critical thinking, because they had to search for the things and prepare the PowerPoint presentations. They had to decide what to do, yeah, and collaboration. All right. So they were really happy to make these presentations. And you can do it, as I've mentioned before, in different ways with your students. Here we just presented you some ideas because, yeah, in all of these projects, I guess, like Professor Trevor mentioned there, we are a teacher as a facilitator. You weren't responsible for all of these things that you're seeing here. Students did that, yeah? So let's empower our students. Let's give them some responsibilities too, because sometimes, no, let me control it. Yes, we are teachers, we know that, yes. Yeah, no, I'll be in control. So yeah, let it go, okay? Sometimes we are very surprised by what they can do, as those beautiful things that we've seen here, that Debora, Fátima, yes, presented too. So important things to discuss, and so many nice things that they can do. And I've got to tell you that here I not only worked with them with these parts, I also worked vocab, I also worked grammar, yes. And we can see here the question, yes, where do you want to go? Yeah, so they were 8th graders, they were really happy, yes. And Debora, let's empower our students. So now, if you have some questions, please, yes, feel free, you can open your mic or write in the chat. Would you like to say something?
I'd like to say something.
Okay, Nanda.
I didn't know what was really about this session here. So I understood that you had that presentation with that guy. I forgot the name.
Yes, Trevor Camp.
And then you got his ideas and you put into practice in your classes.
No, we've associated with practice that we've already used.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I thought you got inspired by the
not exactly, because we've discussed how to present it, and we say, Trevor can, what he said there was so close of things that we've already done. And sometimes when we don't go to these places, or we work so much, we don't have time to do things, yes, or listen or watch some lectures. And oh my God, yeah, so let's join what he said with our practice, just to give you some ideas.
I did it.
Okay.
No, it's even better than what I thought, because then you were already doing what he was talking about. Yes. Perfect.
Yes,
nice job. Great job. Great ideas. Very good. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nanda. Thank you.
People, just so know, we don't have more time.
Yes, we are finishing, yes?
Okay.
We have the attendance form in the chat, and maybe 2 minutes just to close, please, right?
Okay. So yeah, we are going to the next one. So I'd like to thank you for being here with us in this afternoon. It was a huge pleasure to have you here, really rewarding. And we hope you can have new ideas, new insights, yes, and put into practice.
And
Debora, would you like to say something?
You may come back to share with us, yes, because it's so nice to share with our peers.
Yeah, thank you. It was really nice sharing these ideas with you. We were very inspired when we were in Recife too, because we have done great things and sometimes we forget the things we do. And then this moment was a moment for us to, okay, we can do nice things, we can do great things with our students. So thank you all for your participation.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure to have you here.
And here are our contacts. If you want to keep in touch, send us an email, follow us on Instagram.
Exchange ideas.
Yes, we are here for that.
And materials. We love that.
Let's keep this net, yes, growing, yes?
Thank you. I ask you to please stop sharing.
Okay.
Wow, it was amazing. I think that's We all need to watch these videos again. So just so you know, people, we are going to upload this video to a YouTube channel. We are going to send you emails with the link. Remember to fill out the form. I'm very sad that some people are not doing and they're asking afterwards, and afterwards is not possible, just during the session, okay? So copy this link because you're going to close this room to reopen for the next presentation. We have 2 more presentations today. Woohoo! And
almost
I'm
finished.
so glad to be part of this group because people that are here since in the morning, we are having a feast. And I am so glad that I know these girls. And I'm very happy that you came, you 3, Debora, Malu, and Fátima. Thanks for your presentation. People that are here, thanks for your presentation. But you just go and come back because we have now Ceisa. And I closed everything here. I cannot remember the name, but Ceisa, can you tell me the name of your presentation, please?
Do you know the message you bring on your chest? Is about product too.
Sorry?
Have you heard it? Do you know the message you bring on your chest? That's the title.
Oh, is it? I don't
Yes.
remember the thing. I'm so
It's
crazy.
It's on the
Yes,
schedule, I guess.
literally the name. Sorry, says I'm so crazy. Yeah, so the name is that. Do you know the message you bring on your chest? This is. So people, if you are puzzled, like I was, oh my gosh, close and open again in 2 minutes. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very